Welcome back. So we're back in our sales pipeline table from the first section. It's a little more basic than it was back then, but we're going to build it into something a little better. So I've renamed it to Sales Pipeline LT for linked tables or linked records to differentiate it from our original base. To refresh your memory, we're going to imagine we're a company that sells services to other companies. So we'll use this table to manage where we are in the selling process to all of our potential clients. So in this lesson, we're really going to focus on the first two tables, companies and contacts. So contacts are the people at other companies we're talking to, and we have their email, their name, phone, title, and department. And companies, well, we have the name, the industry, the size, company website, and company LinkedIn. So this is pretty standard information. So one thing I'm missing in my companies table and parallelly in my contacts table is, well, who are the contacts that we're speaking to at BearPaw Solution? That information currently lives in the contacts table. So we're going to go ahead and create a linked record, which will link these two tables together so we can input who are our contacts at each one of these companies. So this is a field type. So we're going to call it contacts. And the field type is going to be a linked record. So linked to another record. And when you link a record, it's going to ask you, what table do you want to link records from? In our situation, because we want to tie the contacts to companies, we're going to go ahead and link the contacts records or the contact table. So it creates a link, and it'll ask you to whether or not you want to allow linking to multiple records. So because we expect to be talking to multiple contacts at one company, we will say, yes, we want to allow linking to multiple records. So I'm going to go ahead and save. So we've created our linked record field type in the companies tab. And if I go into the contacts table, it automatically creates a linked record field in the contacts table telling us what company is each one of these contacts a member of. Now, I like to name my tables as companies, contacts, plural form. But in this situation, because we're only going to have one company for each contact, I'm going to rename it to company. And in the allow linking to multiple records, I'm going to say that this is not allowed because we only want each contact to be a member of one company. Okay. And we'll explore what the linking does in a little bit. So let's add our first contacts to BearPaw Solutions. Now, when I click this little plus sign here, it pulls up all of the records I have in my contacts table and asks me which ones do I want to associate to BearPaw Solutions. In our example, we want to add Rose as a contact at BearPaw Solutions. So I'm going to select Rose, and then it links BearPaw Solutions to Rose. So if I go back into contacts, it tells me, well, Rose is a member of BearPaw Solutions. And then if I go into the expanded record view and I go into linked records and I click on it, it shows me that contacts information, so email, name, so on and so forth. So I've linked those two records together. I can link multiple records. So if I want to link another record from the contacts, let's say Michelle, or I can also type and it'll autocomplete or search for that record in my contacts table. I can associate both Rose and Michelle. So if I do that and then go into my contacts, as expected, both Rose and Michelle are members of BearPaw Solutions. It's important to note that when I search using the autocomplete, it's always going to search on the first column of my contacts table. So if I write Olivia, it's looking for Olivia in all of the emails I'm searching for. So that's why it's important to make sure that your first column, what we'll call the key in the future, is what you expect users to be searching by. So if you expect users to be searching by name, well, name should be the first column of your table. So just like we were able to associate contacts to companies from the companies table, we can also do the opposite. We can associate companies to contacts from the contacts table. So let's say Billy is a member of Wolf Motors, where I can just click on the linked record and select Wolf Motors. And now Billy is a member of Wolf Motors in my contacts table. And if I go to my companies table, it's linked Wolf Motors and Billy here as well. All right. So with that, we have our first example of a linked record. In this situation, it is a one-to-many relationship. What we mean by that is that for each contact, we have one possible link, which is to one company. And then in the company side, we can link to many contacts. So it doesn't really matter one-to-many or one we'll see later, which is many-to-many, but I do want to highlight it because if you're feeling lost, you can always search or Google or look at the Airtable support for one-to-many relationships to better understand how this works. So with that lesson, we've just created our first link record. I'm going to go ahead and fill out all of these contacts. And then in the next lesson, we're going to look at many-to-many relationships. See you there.